Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Kelly Rene Every Day, where I'm here teaching you the fundamentals of crochet through beautiful projects like we see here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I made this triple play blanket. We are going to be using three main colors, as you can see here, as well as an accent color, but we are going to be using the triple crochet, or sometimes referred to as a treble crochet, to create this beautiful texture that we see. So let's get started. So let's start by talking about our supplies. So as you can imagine, we need some yarn. So I chose to use the Lion brand Heartland yarn. This is a number 4 medium weight yarn, really great and nice and soft. It has a little sheen to it, makes a really beautiful blanket. This particular skein has 251 yards on it, or 230 meters. And it suggests using a 6mm hook, but I actually used a 6.5mm hook. The other two colors that I chose were the pink and the gray, and then I had white as an accent. I will link all of this down below in the description box, but you can also find the free pattern and all of these supplies linked on my website at kellyreneeveryday.com. Now, besides the yarn and the needle, you also need a scissors, yarn needle to weave in your ends, and then it's also nice to have a tape measure to see where you're at, making sure that you're getting to the right size that you need. So I think we're ready to get into things. Okay, we're ready to get into it. So first things first, we're going to put our yarn on our hook by creating a slip knot and getting our hook snugged up. Then we are going to create our base chain. Our base chain is going to be the length of each one of our stripes, which is the length of the actual blanket itself. Now, I created a blanket that was 45 inches long, so I did 126 chains to get me to that length. If you want your blanket shorter or longer, then you're simply going to either increase or decrease. So you can use the length of your chain to determine how long your blanket is going to be. So 126 to achieve that 45 inches of the blanket that I created, which is great for a baby blanket or a crib or even a Afghan. So it can be used for a lot of different things. So once I have my yarn on my hook, I'm simply going to yarn over and pull through that loop, and then yarn over and pull through that loop. So that's 2 chains that I just created. Notice that I'm creating them on the looser side, and I want them a little bit looser, so it's going to be easier for me to go into as I create my first row. So go ahead and create your foundation chain, and I will meet you back for the next steps. Okay, now that I have my base chain created, for our purposes in this tutorial, I made my chain intentionally smaller, and I made mine to 26 chains. You, again, are going to make yours as long as you want your blanket to be. Now, we are going to start off by doing a single crochet in the second chain from our hook. So we have the loop that's coming up, we have the chain that it's coming out of, and we are going to go into that very next chain. So now I'm going to single crochet. So I'm going to go directly into that second chain from the hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop. I'm going to have 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, and I'm going to pull through both loops. So that very first stitch is a single crochet. The next stitch is going to be a triple crochet. To start a triple crochet, we're going to yarn over once and twice. So we're going to have actually some extra loops on our hook before we go in. Now we're going to go down into the next chain. We're going to yarn over, pull up that loop, and we've got 4 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2. We've got 3 on. All right. Let me get started here again. And now we're going to yarn over and pull through the next 2, and then yarn over and pull through the last 2. So we do that 3 times. That's why it's called a triple crochet. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of push that back a little bit, and we're going to single crochet into the next chain because we want that extra height of that triple crochet to kind of push back away from us. And then we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop. We've got 2 on, yarn over, pull through both. So it was single crochet, treble or triple crochet, and a single crochet. And we're going to continue to alternate to do that. So again, our next one is going to be our triple crochet. So we yarn over twice. We're going to go into the next chain, yarn over, pull up that loop. We've got 4 on, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. Kind of push that back a little bit, and then we're going to single crochet into the next chain. 2 up, pull through 2. Next one is going to be a triple crochet, yarn over twice. We've basically got 3, if you would, loops on our hook before we even go in. So we're going to go down in, pull up a loop. Now we've got 4 on, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And now we're going to do a single crochet. So we're going to kind of push that back again away from us, go into the next chain with a single crochet, and we're going to continue with that very same pattern. Now, if we tip this over, I'm going to take my hook out and we tip this over, you're going to notice that there are these raised bumps where those triple crochets are. And that's what's creating that, what I think is a really pretty texture on this blanket. So since we just ended with a single crochet, we're going to continue then with a triple crochet. So 2 yarn overs, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And then we're going to push that back a little bit and single crochet into the next one. So you are going to continue all the way to the very end of this row by alternating single and triple crochets. So once you get within a couple stitches of the row, I will meet you back. Okay, so I'm down to my last 2 chains on my row. So I just ended with a single crochet. I'm going to do a triple crochet into the next stitch. And then my last stitch is going to be a single crochet. So I'm going to single crochet into that one. Okay. Now we always want to end our row on a single crochet. So we are going to go to our next row, and before we do, we're going to chain 1 and we are going to turn. Now, as we go to our next row, because we started our original chain, mine here was 26, but if you use the 126, you are going to have 125 stitches all the way. Okay. And now we're going to go back in the opposite direction. And what we're going to do is we're going to alternate stitches, and we're going to put singles into the triples on the previous row and triples into the singles from the previous row. But as we start our row here, we ended the last stitch on a single crochet. Now, to alternate that and to start the next row, we're not going to start with a triple crochet here. Instead, we are going to do a single crochet into that stitch. Now, we are going to go underneath both V's. So this is where it tips forward just because of the nature of that triple crochet pushing the yarn forward. So you're going to kind of have to tip it up so that you can see the top of the stitch, which is always going to be the V. So I'm going to go with a single crochet into my first one. Okay. And that really just starts the row. Don't start a row on a triple crochet. And now, because my next stitch here from the previous row was a triple crochet, notice it's taller here, and then it's got the V's right there. I'm going to do another single crochet into that stitch. But once I have the first ones established here, now I'm going to triple crochet into the single crochet stitch. So go underneath both V's of that single, and then pull up your loop and do your triple crochet. Get my yarn okay here. Now that I have that triple crochet, I'm going to push that back. Remember, I always want that extra height of that triple crochet to be pushed towards the back. And then I'm going to tip this forward. I'm going to make sure you can see that. And I'm going into the triple crochet with a single crochet stitch. So the triple crochet from the previous row, I'm going to put a single crochet in on this row. And then I'm going to get ready for my triple crochet. I'm going to yarn over twice. And now, again, I want to make sure that you can see this. So I'm going to tip this forward into the single crochet here. I am going to do a triple crochet. So I'm going to go in, yarn over. I've got 4 on my hook, and then I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay. And get my tail out of the way there. I did a triple here. I'm going to push that back, and then I'm going to single crochet into the top of the triple crochet from the previous row. Single crochet. Okay. Now, the nature of this is you're going to notice that our faux bobbles, those triple crochets that are kind of poking out from the previous one, these are going to poke out in the back side on the current row. So this is a reversible blanket. So we are going to have the same pattern on both sides, and we're going to continue to alternate triple and single crochets going into their opposite stitch from the previous row. So my next one is a triple crochet coming up next. So I'm going to be putting in a single crochet in that spot. So you're going to continue this pattern to the end of the row. So I'll meet you there. Okay, so now I'm right at the end of my row here. I have a single crochet with 1, 2, 3 stitches left in this row. So how I'm going to end this row is how I started the row. So I am going to put in 1 more triple crochet. So yarn over twice, and then I'm going to go into my stitch, which was a single crochet from the previous row. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to push that back, okay? And I'm going to end with 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2 on the very end. Don't forget the very end one that's coming around the corner there. So we always start and finish each row with the same thing. So if we started with 1 single crochet on the previous row, that means we're going to end with a single crochet. If we start on that row with 2 single crochets, then we end with 2 single crochets. Okay, so now we're going to chain and we're going to turn, okay? And we're going to do this 2 more times. So we end up doing 4 rows of the single, triple, alternating stitch back and forth, okay? So as we turn here, because on the last one we always start with a single crochet, and it just depends if we start with 1 single crochet or 2. So I'm going to start with my single crochet here in the first one, and you'll notice that my next stitch is a single crochet. So I am going to now alternate, and I'm going to do a triple crochet into that stitch because it's a single, right, from the previous row. I'm going to push that triple back, and then I'm going to do a single into the triple. So again, you are going to do this for a 3rd row, and then you're going to turn and you're going to do it for a 4th row. And that will then be how thick we make each one of our stripes. So I am going to let you finish up that row, and we will be back to continue. So here I am at the end of my 3rd row. I have just finished my single crochet. I've got 2 chains left, or 2 stitches left, I should say. So my next one is a triple crochet going into that second from last stitch, and then yarn over, pull through each one, push that triple crochet back, and then I am going to single crochet into the very last one. So again, on this row, I started with just 1 single crochet, so I'm ending with 1 single crochet. I'm going to turn by chaining 1, and then I'm going to go into the next row. Since I had 1 single crochet here, I'm going to start with 2 single crochets on this next row. So 1 and 2. Okay. And now I'm going to triple crochet into the next stitch, and then I'm going to go every other until the very end, where I'm going to end with 2 single crochets in this row because I started with 2 single crochets. So go ahead and finish this row, and I'll meet you at the end of our 4th row, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, so I'm at the very end of my 4th row. I have 3 stitches left. So I have a triple crochet that I'm going to put into the single crochet from the previous row, and then I'm going to end on 2 single crochets. I'm going to push that back a little bit, single crochet and single crochet. Now we are going to change colors here. So I'm going to stop short here. I'm going to just put my 2 loops up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my color, my new color, to this row. Now to do that, I'm going to pull it through to finish up the single crochet from that previous row. Okay, so I'm going to put this on my hook and I'm going to pull it through these 2 right there. Okay, and now I am going to single crochet and I'm going to pull over both loops, and I'm sorry, not single crochet. I'm going to chain for the start of my next row. And now I'm going to turn. And now we're going to half double crochet in each stitch all the way. So we're not going to be alternating here. It's just going to be a simple half double crochet. So that means I'm going to yarn over once. I'm going to go down into my stitch underneath both V's of the previous row. And I am going to include or go over the top of my tail. Now I have 3 loops on. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. And then I'm going to do another half double crochet. So yarn over, half double crochet into the next stitch, and I'm including my little tail here so that I don't have to weave it in at the end. There'll be some to weave in, but this way it minimizes. And then pull through all 3. So half double crochet into the next. So we're going to start by a yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, 3 on, yarn over, pull through all 3. And I'm going to continue on this row, and I'm going to continue half double crochets. So half double crochet again is always starting with a yarn over. We're going to go into the next stitch, pull up that loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. And continue, and you're going to finish to the very end of the row. And then we're going to come back on a second row with half double crochets. And then we're going to start our next color. So go ahead and finish this row with half double crochets, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so now I'm to the very end. I've got just 2 more stitches left. So 2 more half double crochets into those last ones. Very end here. Now to turn, I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn, and then we're going to half double crochet all the way back across. So yarn over, go back into that first stitch, and you're going to continue half double crocheting a second row, which is going to then be the accent color between each one of our color changes. So I'll meet you at the end of this row, and I'll show you how we get started on our next color. Okay, so now I'm on my very last stitch in this second row of half double crochets. So I'm gonna finish this up with a half double crochet. And then before I pull through, caught myself, I'm not gonna pull my white through, I'm gonna pull through my next color. So I'm gonna stop this one, and I am gonna pull in gray as my next primary color stripe. And so I'm gonna pull that in through the 3 loops on my hook, all the way through. And then we're going to chain 1. I like to pull both of them over. That just ensures that it's not gonna unravel. Even though I have 2 loops on my hook, that's considered 1 loop because it's just double the yarn because I pulled it through from my color change. So that's my single crochet. So my single chain. So now I can turn, and I am going to do a single crochet into my first stitch on that previous row. Okay, and now I've got my color officially changed. Now, because I started with a single crochet here on my primary color row, I am now going to go back to alternating single and triple crochets. So my next stitch is going to be a triple crochet. And then I'm going to follow with a single crochet. Okay, And I'm going to continue this very same pattern for the 4 rows of this next color. Okay. And single. So continue this until you've gotten your blanket to the width that you would like. Okay, so I wanted to do a little bit of a wrap up here and kind of show you how I finished up this blanket. So kind of going back, we did 4 rows of blue, as we can see here, alternating the single crochet and the triple crochet. Then we did 2 rows of an accent color. I did white of the half double crochets. And then we did 4 more rows of the alternating single and triple crochet in our next color. Then our accent, this case white, and then we did our 3rd color and continue to alternate that until we got the width of the blanket that we wanted. So I ended up with a width of about 35 inches wide. Now to finish this up, I wanted to show you the border that I created. So the border that I created, I wanted to keep it simple because the inside has this beautiful texture. I didn't want to compete on the outside. So I just chose to be very simple. I did a single crochet row in, I chose just a pink because I ended on gray. So I chose pink for my next color. And then I did another single crochet row, again, all the way around the outside of the blue. And then I finished with a half double crochet row of the gray to finish things off. Now, if you want the exact details of this full pattern, I have it all on my website at kellyreneeveryday.com. I also have links to all of the supplies, all of the yarn that I used, and all of the little details. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate a like or even a share. And if you have any questions, make sure that you do put them in the comments down below because I always check those and I try to get those answered as soon as possible. So I hope you enjoy creating this as much as I did, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.